Hey y'all, welcome to my video. Today, we are going to talk about crime and punishment, specifically about morality in the novel. Generally, morality is an essential and even inevitable aspect of life. According to the dictionary, it refers to principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong or good and bad behavior. In reality, there exists a discrepancy between individuals and society when it comes to morality. For example, society creates laws based on an objective morality, but there are people who still act on their own terms or principles. Therefore, as seen in crime and punishment, creating a set of morals or determining what is right and wrong leads to suffering for oneself. In the novel and in reality, society dictates murder as wrong and punishes those who commit that offense. Raskolnikov went against the grain here. In an article, he wrote about how certain extraordinary people are allowed to go beyond the law and break it. Raskolnikov went on to apply his own ideology to murder. He tried to justify his murder by convincing himself that he was one of those extraordinary people who can do so while suppressing his guilt. According to Kyueun and other authors in a report titled The Effect of Suppressing Guilt and Shame on the Immoral Decision-Making Process, such suppression of guilt leads to immoral or criminal intentions. This criminal intention is definitely shown in the novel, as Raskolnikov deliberately created a detailed plan to murder the pawnbroker. Unfortunately, after he carried out the murder of the pawnbroker and her sister, he suffered mentally. He experienced overwhelming paranoia along with hallucinations. He isolated himself from his loved ones and acted strangely during the times when he was around them. The suffering that Raskolnikov underwent only came to an end once he confessed his crime to the authorities and accepted his punishment in Siberia. Here, the premise that murder is wrong, according to society, had contrasted with Raskolnikov's ideology. Only when Raskolnikov listened to objective morality did he find relief from the terrible consequences that resulted from his created morals. Similar to Raskolnikov, Svitrigayloff carried out his own set of morals. He preyed on young girls, and even attempted to rape Raskolnikov's sister, Dunya. These actions are considered objectively wrong, but Svitrigayloff committed them out of pleasure. As a result of following his own morals, Svitrigayloff would suffer. He suffered from loneliness since he pushed away people who could have helped him, but he pushed them away due to his lust and depravity. Take Dunya, for example, who was repulsed by his character and actions. He also suffered from disturbing dreams. One such dream involved a young girl whom he took care of and who tried to seduce him later in the dream. These dreams were a projection of his past actions with younger girls, and they came back to haunt him. By following his own whims and not objective morals, Svitrigayloff suffered from loneliness and disturbing dreams. Unlike Raskolnikov, though, he tried to stop this suffering through suicide. In contrast to the other two characters, Sonia did not follow her own set of morals. Though she was a prostitute, she became one because she loved her family and did not want them to have no money and starve. In fact, she was a moral person who held religious beliefs and who did not try to follow her own whims. Her Christian values allowed her to be very understanding of Raskolnikov and react differently to his murder than what most people would normally have done. In Sonia's case, most people would have been judgmental of Raskolnikov. According to Bastian and other authors in The Roles of Dehumanization and Moral Outrage in Retributive Justice, other people would have perceived criminals such as Raskolnikov as, quote, subhuman and beastly, unquote, which, quote, makes them more deserving of severe and coercive forms of punishment and as less capable of rejoining society, unquote. However, Sonia loved Raskolnikov and saw a means of redemption for him in confessing his crime. Because of her deep love for others, Sonia did not experience suffering to the extent that Raskolnikov and Svitrigayloff did. She did not inflict any sort of suffering such as paranoia and loneliness on herself as a result of her actions. Conversely, the consistency in her character and her devout faith in God allowed her to find happiness, which she soon finds at the end of the novel in her love for Raskolnikov. So, what can we take away from this? Similar to the characters in Crime and Punishment, we are given objective morals by a higher authority whether that be society or God. We are also able to make choices with our free will. Because we make our own choices, we must understand that there is a difference between acting upon random moral whims, like what Raskolnikov and Svitzer-Gaylov did, and applying objective morals for oneself, like what Sonya did. As seen in those examples, refusing to follow the objective morality and instead creating a subjective morality leads to suffering. Therefore, we should act upon what is truly right for ourselves and others so we can lead good lives. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you do not miss out on any new content, and I'll catch you later.